Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Kamala Harris' most recent dumpster fire interview on NBC News with Craig Melvin. Now, I have the full interview. I'll link to that in the box. It's about 8 minutes long, but I want to deal with what you just saw at the beginning of this video. What in the world was she attempting to say? Shout out to my friend G, who texted me talking about she was sounding like Yoda. Believe in yourself, you must. Now, I'm not trying to insult Yoda because he would come with some straight jewels for your life, some really good sayings you could use in your everyday life. But the speech pattern and the sentence structure was really Yoda-esque, okay? But the difference is she was speaking nonsense while he would speak facts. And before I go any further into it, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you're going to see a little bit more context to the whole situation so you understand what's going on. Maybe that might make some sense. I doubt it, but we'll see. And after we get done with that, I'll come back. I'll talk more about what she said there. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents and my deep detailed analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
At what point does the administration say, you know what, this strategy isn't working? We're going to change strategies. 6 former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down. And so right now we know we still have a number of people that is in the millions of Americans who have not been vaccinated and could be vaccinated, and we are urging them to get vaccinated because it will save their life.
At what point does the administration acknowledge these people aren't going to get the shot? They're just not going to do it.
I don't believe in giving up on people, Craig.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, Kamala Harris, you know what? First things first, elephant in the room for me. This is why Kamala Harris has not polled well ever. She didn't poll well during the 2020 presidential election. She's not polling well very now. She's just not a likable person, not a real person, not very eloquent when she speaks. If she was becoming the president, like let's say for some reason Joe Biden went back to Wilmington or went somewhere else, the upper room or the lower room. But anyway, let's say Joe Biden left office during the presidency before the 2024 election and Kamala Harris comes in there. Man, that'd be a disaster. That'd be a pure disaster. It'd be an international embarrassment. You're talking about China, Russia, everybody just rolling on the floor, laughing, crying, tears laughing at this person trying to become the president. I mean, the guy we have in office right now is bad enough. All right. You've been in the government for 40 years, in the federal government for 40 years, since the 70s, since before I was even born, right? Matter of fact, 50 years, actually, because I think he got in office, 1972, 73, 50 years and half a century in office with zero to show for it. You become the president in the twilight years of your life. You don't even know what's going on. But even that guy is better than Kamala Harris. See, she has no excuse. See, Joe Biden has the excuse of, well, I'm old. That's why I don't know what's going on. Okay. My mind is leaving me. It's physical things going on that I can't control. But Kamala Harris, what's the excuse for this incompetence? Okay, this is not anything age related. This is just her being her. And it's not going to improve. It's not going to be any better. This is just her being her. Okay. And I think what she was trying to do there was what they train you to do. When you get asked a question and you don't want to answer it, you kind of use the question to rephrase and escape. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, sir, do you have any guns? Do you own any guns? Well, you see, the issue of gun ownership is one that's core to the American people, Second Amendment rights. And I believe that everyone should have the right to bear arms. Like she was trying to do something like that, you see, but it just didn't come across right at all. And it became an empty Yodaism. not even one filled with actual wisdom and a good gem for your life. It was just totally empty and ridiculous. But getting down to the core, what the question was, hey, you have all these things, all these protocols for the virus. You got the vax and all these mandates and masks. I mean, the virus is still spreading. It's spreading at an all-time high. People are still getting sick. People are still going to the hospital, whether they're vaxxed or not. So should there be a different approach? Just maybe. Okay. People are starting to see, if they haven't seen already over the past 2 years, that these measures that the government are implementing or have implemented do not work. Okay. You just had the epic defeat by the Supreme Court. And shout out to you guys on the Supreme Court. Shout out to my brother from another, Clarence Thomas, and all the conservatives on the bench. Shout out to Trump for making it happen, for appointing not one, not two, but 3 Supreme Court justices. You got Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. Shout out to him for that. I think without Trump, this wouldn't have happened. But shout out to them for striking down the vax mandate. There's a little bit more to that. I'll talk about that in a different video. But anyway, what they tried to do with the mandate didn't quite go over very well. So, I mean, what are you going to do now? Your mandate didn't work. Masks don't work. Allegedly, the cloth masks don't work. All these things are not working, or they don't work very well. So what are you going to do now? I mean, what they should do now is what should have been the case from the very beginning. They should have just said, okay, if you want the vax, it's available to you. It's no problem. If you want to do something else, if you want to do a therapeutic, if you want to figure out a different way to go about the whole situation, then you could do that as well. You have that freedom to do so. And we're not going to have any mandates. What they want to call them? They want to call them quote unquote requirements now. So because the word mandate is too toxic, we got to rebrand the control we have over the American people. Rather than saying mandates, like if you don't do it, you're going to go to the penitentiary. Let's just say requirements. Makes it a little bit more palatable, even though it doesn't. I mean, mandate, requirement, tomato, it's the same exact thing to me and many Americans, especially when you got to get tested and waiting in long lines. They spent $5 trillion on virus relief, yet you got to wait in lines for hours in the cold, or you got to wait days sometimes, not necessarily in the line, like you about to go, Black Friday, buying a flat screen TV for like $1,000. Not like that, but still, you got to wait. You're taking a lot of time. You're doing a lot of extra effort to get the test or the shot if you want that, but they spent $5 trillion. Where'd the money go? Not to you, not to the regular everyday normal out here, not to the regular everyday taxpayer, not to us. It went to the bureaucrats straight in their pocket. Hey, man, I need a raise by 40%, 100%, 200%. Let me get that in my pocket. You know what? I'm going to resign right now. There is too much stress on my family. We want to go do other ventures. So I'm going to need that golden parachute right now. I need that golden parachute right now. I need a big package to escape. All right. That's what I want from all this virus relief money. It's not to help us. It's not to help you, the regular normie. It's to help certain people, certain companies, the government, but not us. It's clear what's going on. So when Craig Melvin says, how about we go a different way? And then Kamala Harris is like, oh, don't want. Oh, that ain't going to cut it. We got to figure out a way to really get beyond this. And quite frankly, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm totally over it. And shout out to everybody that does not enforce all these ridiculous, quote unquote, requirements, mandates at their business. That is not there anymore from OSHA, at least not for private business. So if you're a company that has a vax mandate, then you shouldn't even really be, because the excuse was, oh, well, it's because of the government. That's done. That's done. I think it's up to us as people to ignore the government and do things our own way, because clearly they'll know what's going on. The CDC will tell you one thing 1 minute and a different thing the next minute. That's how they operate. So let's go ahead and go beyond them and fix things for ourselves. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Kamala Harris was attempting to say to Craig Melvin over on NBC News? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at with it. We need to move beyond this because, the virus ain't going nowhere. It's not. Some people think that if we just do whatever the government tells us, if we just follow their commands, if we just obey them, that this will go away. viruses don't go away. The common cold is a type of virus, the same thing as the Omarion. I mean, is there a vax for that? Has it ever gone away? The flu, same thing. Is there a vax for that? Has it ever gone away? It's never going to go away. All we could do is some things that we know help us maintain a healthy life, regardless of the virus or not. All right. If you weigh 1,000 pounds, if you're breaking fish scales, you might want to fix that. If you have things that can be corrected on your own. Don't rely on the federales to send you a drug, send you a pill, or tell you to do a certain thing to worry about your health. Worry about your health regardless of what the federales say, because obviously they don't know what's going on, and nobody's going to be your best advocate more than you will. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.